Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to be reacting to Rosé's interview podcasting. Usually Maya will be joining us through Zoom, but
Today I'm in person. Guess who's back? No more lag. No more lag. No more lag.
but we're reacting to Rosé's I don't know what it's called.
She did a podcast with.
This guy, Jake Shane,
There you
that's
go.
his name. So that's what we'll be doing today. That's it. We'll just get right into it. So we're just gonna get right into it. No more lag. Maya's here. Let's go.
I love
Solving your problems with the famous person on the
all
couch.
guys like kind of say about like I want. 'Cause I'm not-
He's got you on the hook. He's slaying and he's shook. It's Therapuss, 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 Therapuss.
Videos
With
of
me,
it, though.
Jake Shane. Hi, pussies, and welcome back to Therapuss. And what a week we've had, okay?
Guys, we
I
haven't
just
ever watched
finished
them before.
my Therapuss live tour. It was 21 cities. We finished in Los Angeles. It was so fun. Renee came out, Sophia came out, Alexander came out. It was so fun. And I really, really do miss tour. That was some of the most fun I think I've ever had in my life.
Yeah,
I just love being on stage. I love
I've seen him
meeting
before.
everyone, and I loved
I just don't know
making
where.
people laugh in person. There was, oh my God, it was like the
So,
best
yeah,
feeling
he
in the
was
entire
meeting
world.
people.
I also released my first comedy album, Puss and Poems, which you guys have shown me so much love for, and I'm so grateful, and I'm so happy you guys are loving it because I love it literally so much. I actually love it so much that I went to the studio today and recorded my Christmas song, which I should be putting out shortly. I'm
Wait,
really proud of it, and I'm really excited.
Wait.
But yeah, tonight we have
Wait, pause.
one of the most
Guys, if you know who he is,
Let
maybe
us
give
know.
us some info on him, because now dropping music. Wait, so he does music,
I'm confused.
or is it like comedy
I
music?
searched him up and it just said he was an influencer, and comedian. But I don't know.
Yeah, the stuff that I've seen with him is mostly podcast stuff, like
Yeah.
little clips. But even with the podcast stuff, it's not really in depth. So let us know, if you have any background information that maybe is important to getting to know him. But yeah, let's keep going. Just a little cut off
special
guard by
guest
some of the
I've
words.
ever had. Oh.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Eh,
Stop. Stop. I told you I felt sick. Stop.
Sorry, it was just so in my ears.
Ugh. Tonight we have one of the most special
Within
guests
our
I've
ears.
ever had. Rosé. Pop singer songwriter superstar. Her new single
Hey.
Number 1 Girl is out everywhere now, as well as the number one smash.
Pause.
Pause.
Her new song. Oh my gosh.
Guys,
Wow.
I've been playing that
And
song.
yes, we seen your comments about how we got confused about what the song was actually about. I'm sorry. But besides that, the song is amazing. I'm blasting it with my windows down all the time when
Oh
I
my God.
drive. It's just such a good song. Today, I bought her vinyl with Vampire Holly on it. It was a separate vinyl, so I purchased it, and I already purchased the other vinyl.
Hmm. Okay, I've been blasting it nonstop too, and I've been blasting it for finals week. Like I said, right, I'm back in state and finals week just ended, but that song is so good. I showed it to some of my friends that don't listen to K-pop and they also really loved it. So 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
All right, let's just keep
Mhm.
going. And bro, come on. APT,
APT,
come on,
I mean,
come on.
everyone knows it.
Smash hit Apate with Bruno Mars. Her debut album, Rosie, is out December 6th everywhere. She is
Ooh, speaking about that,
so incredible.
she's having listening parties on December
Oh,
4th. And she's having two spots in LA. I think one in Hollywood and one closer to Koreatown. But oh my god, I can go. You can go, obviously.
go, yeah.
You're here. But yeah. And I was like, wait, but I don't get it. A listening party
Like,
of her album?
album? Are we gonna get
Or is it
a lot of
listening?
artists have been doing that now though.
Yeah.
Because Tyler the Creator did it.
Is
He
it
did,
listening
a concert.
party of her songs she already has and we're getting ready, Or is it her album and you just don't post anything?
I think it's gonna be that. I think it's her album because Tyler the Creator did that, and it was his
Oh my
album.
god, I'm so excited. Plus she's having it. Did you see the list? The countries?
Oh my gosh, the
It's
country.
everywhere.
No, and dude, I'm so excited. Full album. Okay, wait, guys, come on. lock into this interview. Lock in.
Yes, okay.
She is one of the hardest working people I've ever met, one of the most talented people I've ever met, and I'm so honored that I was able to share the space with her and to have her come on this show. It was a dream come true, and I'm really, really excited for you guys to see it. So, without further ado, Rosé. Hi, pussies, and welcome back to Therapuss. Today, I have never been more starstruck in my entire life. We have one of the most special guests I've ever had,
so pretty.
Rosé.
We will try not to
Hi.
talk.
Hello.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me. Is this how I hold this?
Yes,
It's like an ice cream cone.
I know,
We're eating
I know.
ice cream.
Oh my
I'm
God.
sorry. I'm like
So
so nervous. I was pacing around my entire house all day, like so anxious.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, I hope I do a good job.
Yay. No. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm so excited. And you know, you are coming off like a really, really, you're on fire right now.
Am I?
Yes, you
Oh
yes,
my
you are.
Pause.
You are.
We will pause when we talk, guys, so we don't miss anything.
Bro.
Are you joking right now?
She knows.
Am
Probably. She has
I?
like
Like
a top
songs are
song right now.
worldwide right now, the top 200 for how many weeks?
Yeah.
Like you're joking right now.
That Mama Awards.
You're joking. Such a good performance. Oh my gosh. Continue, guys.
I mean, Apate
So
is
pretty.
number 8 in the country as of right now. As of right now,
Crazy.
it's crazy. It's one of the number 1 songs in the world. And by the time this comes out, your next single, Number One Girl, will
Yes, we'll be out, right? I think so.
yes. And you're not just a performer.
glasses, oh
You're a
my
songwriter as well.
Apparently. No.
Yes, you
I mean, I'm
are. What do you
trying,
mean,
I'm trying. Yeah.
apparently?
Yes.
How long have you been writing music for?
Not long. I started joining my sessions for the album last year, so it's been a year. It's like
Yeah.
last year around like I think it was around September or something like that. So
Okay.
yeah, a bit over a year.
Has it been like cathartic for you to like
Yeah.
write how you feel?
Yeah, no, like at first I was really terrified.
Yeah.
I was terrified because I feel like music is something obviously I love, but I don't want to just be like I write music and like it's not an easy thing like I assumed, and then I went in and then I met some great people who helped me kind of get over my anxiety of being in the studio, and then I noticed later on all it is just us like
I just remember like her speaking about her anxiety in the studio, but I remembered this that she's had this since the Blackpink movies.
Yeah.
Right? You remember
she has.
like even Teddy would be like, "Oh, she's nervous to get in there," and like I have to tell her, just chill, like
Yeah,
just get out there, scene. Yeah, and I just remember her like having that feeling and being nervous, and then just to see like even though she's this worldwide like oh my god,
Star?
yeah, like
Global pop star.
global pop star, like she still has that,
Yeah.
and she just got over it. And I mean, she's been in the industry for so long.
Yeah, and also like I also like to think about like she just said, "Oh, it's only been a little bit over a year," and she already locked in and made 12 songs.
Literally.
How much has YG kept from us?
Seriously.
Like the thousands of songs.
Just continue.
Just go.
chit
Oh, it's a
chatting like
long
girlfriend,
interview.
like friends
Right.
at like for coffee. And so like it was literally just like
Yeah.
us chatting and then putting that into a song and then making it sound like everything we would talk about. So like anything it was like, okay, that doesn't sound like real. It doesn't feel like that's not real. That's not true. And then we'll like scratch it and like write something else that actually feels real. And it was just like a bunch of that, and then it was just like days in the studio where I had all this like terrible anxiety and all these thoughts in my head, and I'd just like I'd pour I'd like throw it all up and then would write it in a song, and then like I'd leave with it like just like left in a song.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's what it was, and I was like, it's like so much fun. But then I'd have my bad days where I was like, that did not help. That did not really like portray what I was feeling, and so I would trash that, and it was like a bunch of that put together, and that became the album.
I mean, I think that's so incredible because I feel like the best albums are ones where you can like really hear someone's like authentic feelings in it. And if you have those feelings, like those anxieties about like throwing up all your feelings into a song, it means it's real and it means it's you. And it's really going to resonate with people.
I mean, I was shocked because I was like, okay, this is kind of like it's like
Well, I think in general he's a comedian.
it'll be good for me
I
because
think his
I think when
podcasts
I
are
meet
good.
my friends, I hate myself for this. I'm the type of
Intimate.
girl who just can't stop talking about this certain like subject, and I'll just like repeat it and repeat it. And my friends are like angels who's just like they'll listen to it
Oh,
for
like
me.
you hyperfixate.
Yeah, like
I do the same exact thing.
Really?
Yes, I can't like anything normally. Like that's what I always say. Like I always like something,
Yeah.
or I
Or I'm
always
obsessed about
I'm
something.
obsessed about something.
Yeah.
Giving me
Yeah,
fuzzy little
it's
dolls.
So, and I'd like
debilitating.
talk about it a lot. So it
Yeah.
was easy when I would go in the studio. I'd just be like, okay, this is what I'm on. It's just like talk about it.
Right, right.
And then I like my problem is that I overshare.
Yeah, me too.
Right? That's
Me too.
Sorry.
yeah, that's my problem. So
Stop,
it's like
Rosé's a
when I go to
normal-
the studio,
normal
it's like a
person.
safe space, and I'm if anything, I'm supposed to overshare. And I'm
You're
like, yes!
absolutely supposed to overshare. It's what makes a good songwriter.
Yeah. So it was fun. I was like, I could do this for a year, and I did
Yeah.
it.
Did you ever like have a moment where you wrote a song and you were like, that is too real. Like I cannot put that out.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. There's actually like a line in a song where I was like, no, we have to change that line. So we had to change the line. So I was like, it's giving away too much.
Right, right, right.
Oh,
But
she
then a
could've
lot of
kept
the
it
stuff,
in.
like my,
Is she gonna?
my curators and producers
Who
were like,
is
no,
that?
it's so good, just keep it.
Who
And
messed?
I got so much
Who
anxiety
messed
at
Rosie
first.
up
I was
a
like,
little
oh,
bit?
I don't think I should say this. It's just like, oh, we
Yeah,
shouldn't.
no.
We should just change everything. But they
You
were
should
like, no,
change it
it's
or no?
really good. Let's
Yeah.
keep it. So
No.
like, yeah, now I've learned to be a bit more vulnerable there and
Oh,
just,
Okay, so she kept one of the
it's
lines.
the art.
one of the
So-
lines. Yeah.
We kind of briefly spoke about this, but you also get anxiety.
yeah.
And she was playing with this, and
Stop,
I
I
was
want
like,
her
hey,
to
what
order
the
some
hell is
vibes.
that? Give that to me right now.
I didn't.
It's become like a
I just
thing.
had one.
It's
It
like
just
a
popped
they
before
call it a
this.
rider.
Uh huh.
It's a rider. It's like every time I'm in a meeting or anything, it's like it's always on the table because
Yeah.
now I can't work without it.
Right.
I just get anxiety and like I don't know if it's ADHD. I don't even know what it is, but like I need this, and then if I have it in my hand, I focus.
When I have really bad anxiety, I need to move some part of my body. You know what
But
I
like
mean?
I like tense up. Like
Oh, same.
like it's like muscles. I do weird things. Like, I
I
sometimes tense the muscles here. Like
it's like I pick a
something.
different muscle every day.
Oh my god.
Do you know what I mean?
Wait, I
Like
was
it-
thinking about this the other
Aw.
day.
I used to do like
She's relating so
so
hard.
I used to go like that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Weird.
It's weird. It's like it's just when you're like, oh, I've never had an original experience.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
like how I feel every time I talk about it.
And then I noticed what I do is like I use my fingernails and I like just like I like do this
Hmm.
a lot. It's weird. So which is helpful because like I do that just to this now.
I used to feel like, or I still do. I feel like the veins in like
Yeah.
my hand. I'll like feel for a pulse.
Oh,
Like
I have
it's
to
like
tap-
as if
I'm a
you know what
mover.
I mean.
Yeah.
But
Like, tap my
I
foot.
like I tense up and I
Like, a
walk
lot.
around. I pace
Oh,
all over the
okay.
house. I pace, 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 pace,
Okay.
pace, pace.
But this is good because you're like like you're
Yes,
using the
you're-
muscles here.
You're so yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like a workout that becomes a workout.
Have you always had
Rosé.
anxiety? Like for me, I've had anxiety since I was like, if I remember, like 7 years old. Do you ever like think about something and you're like, oh, that was anxiety. I just didn't know it at the time.
Mm. See, I've lived my life a little dull to that, I think. I've
Right.
only started noticing it, which is why I feel like it only started recently. I think it's gone really bad over this past few years. And like even like friends that used to work with me like 3-4 years ago, they started working with me again this year, and they were like, "Rizzy, like you're a little different from then." And I was like, "Am I?" And I think that's probably the anxiety that's
Yeah.
kind of like I think I have like I've never needed anything
Yeah,
like this
yeah.
before.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
Like that have stress balls. I'm like I don't understand
writing
stress
like a
balls. Like
different
why do
type
you
of
ever
thing.
need them? Is what
Yeah.
I thought until I came
Especially
across one
solo
during a
now,
meeting
too.
once, and I was like,
Marina,
"Ew,
there
what
were
is
also
that?"
Yeah.
like
I walked in, I was like,
a
"Ew,"
lot
and I touched it. I was like,
younger
"Ah, it's
in this
disgusting." And then I touched it. I was like,
industry,
"Ooh,
like,
it's kind of a
and
cool
then the way
texture."
that
And then now all of a sudden
Yeah,
they're
and
at
so that-
every meeting.
every
show
single
us
meeting.
his
And then
songwriting.
I was like, "Ew," I was like
the way that
disgusted.
it
But
is
then
in
I ended up
Korea and
doing
they're
this
looked at,
serious
under a
meeting with
microscope.
somebody,
Is it a
and
microscope?
I got
Yeah,
through it like
magnifying glass,
so
whatever it is.
well.
Their life
And I
is
was
blown
like,
up.
It's the stress ball.
this just helps.
Yeah.
That's good.
And
At
that's
least
when I
she found something
diagnosed
that will help
myself
her through
with
that.
bad
You know what I mean?
anxiety. I was like, I have bad anxiety. That's what it was, and that was that's when I found out.
It's
Absolutely.
frustrating
that
when
she's,
it
like, figuring out certain
like
parts of
comes out
herself like that.
like in physically
Yeah.
before it comes out mentally. You feel it as
Yeah.
opposed to think it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Once you diagnose, once you say I have anxiety right now, things are a bit better. But then sometimes like hours pass, and then you look back and you're like, I was going through anxiety.
Right.
So that's when I think now it's good that like I have this to remind me I have anxiety. But if
Right.
I'm going for it, I'm like I know I have anxiety, so I know how to like articulate it. Like I know how to tell people. I'm like, I'm getting anxiety. So like,
Don't you really have
some
so
people are
much
like,
stuff to do?
what's the vibe has changed.
Yeah.
And I'll
Mhm.
be like, I have anxiety, and I'll
Yeah.
tell myself I just need like 5 minutes. Yeah.
That's good. Oh my God.
really
I need a
That's
squishy break is what I say. You
yeah.
know how people go for smoke breaks?
Yeah. A
I'm like,
squishy break.
yeah, I need a squishy break.
Squishy
I
Squishy break,
actually do
guys.
that, but I
That's
do it
actually
so
nice.
much more
Okay.
A lot of
impolitely.
squishy. Yeah.
I do it so I'll be at dinner.
Yeah.
I get really overstimulated easily. I'd always say I'm the worst dinner guest.
Yeah.
I'll just stand up and I'll say, okay, I have to go. And I do a lap around the block and I come back and I sit down and I do it about 4 times a meal.
Oh, so this is like he just keeps disappearing.
Yeah.
He'll be back.
Because I just
She'll be
get,
back.
my brain just gets so muddled. Like
Mm.
I
That must
get
get
I get
exhausting.
overstimulated really
Yeah.
easily.
Okay.
Have you
Mhm.
like thought like, I wonder what is making me so, do you think it's
I
anxious?
think about it a lot lately because
Yeah.
it's really come up lately. Like this is like real time. And I noticed it was definitely overwork, and I was using because I have so many things I have to confirm, like left to right. But it's not just like it's not mathematics. There's not an equation to everything. It's like it's creative control, and it's like I have to use like the deepest parts of my brain to find out what I want and dislike, and I have to keep giving feedback on that. And it's literally been like like days on end, and I don't know how to take a break. I'm just kind of a workaholic
Yeah.
because like for me, it's like work is my hobby and I love it.
I
That's why
think
I
that's
do
an
it, and that's
issue
the
a
only
lot
thing
of
that makes
artists
me
have.
feel sane. So
Cause
then it's like a
like
whole
it's
bad
something they
cycle.
love doing,
So I
but
noticed
it's also their
the
day
past like
job.
6 months, I
But like, when do
haven't
they
had a
stop
day
if
where
like
I
it's
turn
weird?
it off because for
Yeah,
me,
like
like
for
again,
6
it's my
months not being
lifestyle.
able to
It's
turn
not
it off.
like I go to work and I come home. I don't know how to disconnect from it,
Mhm.
and so I think it was like that and the overworking, and which I love. I'm so grateful to do it, so I keep doing it. And then I had wait, what was the question? Why am I doing this? What was the
I was
question?
so entranced by what you were
That's
saying because
so
I was gonna say,
real.
don't you feel like, and then even when you turn it off, don't you get anxious about turning it off? You're like, I kind of want to turn it back on.
No, but then this is what I learned the other day. Oh my god, it was crazy. That's what I'm saying. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to have a break and actually enjoy it, so I never do it.
Right.
I'd
Because you're
rather
like, I just want to
Mm.
work.
Yeah, and that makes me feel sane, so I'll just do
Right.
it. But then it started making me feel insane. Like I started to go insane. It was like a point where I was like, I'm going insane. And then I was like, one day I was like, okay. I asked everyone, if I take a break tomorrow, would my career just crumble to the ground? Do we die? I was like, do we
Gosh.
die?
And it sounds irrational to others, but to you, it's like,
Yeah.
it's very valid.
And so literally I said tomorrow, I said, nobody texts me. I'm just gonna try that. I've never done it before. Just no one is allowed to text me. No one. And then somebody texted me and I was like, this person, I literally was like, this person texted me. Please tell them not to text me.
You're me. You're
Yeah.
me.
And I was
No,
like,
not
and
her
I'd be like,
texting
I'll
messages.
reply on Monday. And I did that. And then I was like an out of body experience. Is that what you
Yes, yeah.
Wow, that's how
It
much
was
she's
crazy. I
working.
was like, I felt like I was dreaming.
One
And the
day
whole
off,
day
you
I was my,
guys. Right?
and like, I was lucky because my friends flew in from like New York, and like all my friends were in the same city, and we're all like very similar. Like, do you know Myers-Briggs? So all my friends are NF, like something NF. It's like a Myers-Briggs thing, and we're obsessed with it. They're all NFP, so they're very similar,
Oh
like
my gosh.
Oh,
Oh,
okay,
souls to
okay,
me.
okay.
So we call it like we're like very similar people.
Uh-huh.
And I was like sitting there, and I'm like, I was pinching myself. I was like, I've never felt this silent in my brain.
Mhm.
I feel like it's like the first time
Wow.
in my life.
Did it feel good?
It felt crazy.
It
And
feels
it
crazy.
was crazy.
It
It was
feels
That's how much she
crazy.
crazy.
works.
It
That
feels, I
one day
hate it.
off did that
I
too.
hate it.
Literally.
I mean, I don't work
Mm-hmm.
1% of how much
Uh-huh.
I know you work,
Yeah.
but like when I
No.
have like an off, when I like, when things get slow,
No,
it makes me sick.
but that's what I'm saying. But then this day was different.
Right.
That's usually how I feel. But I told him to turn it off. But I knew that in 24 hours I'm going to go back to work. So it
Right.
wasn't the anxiety.
Right.
It was silent. It was actually good.
Yeah.
So that's when I was freaking out. So I've never felt like, usually I'm like,
Good.
She
usually I
figured it
feel
out
like
for
I
herself.
hate
Yeah.
it, like
Mhm.
you said. But I liked it. And I was like, this is really weird. And we ended up like bonding like over like drinks at the end of the day.
That's what
Like
it
we
was
all
about that
started
day.
crying, and I hadn't been like letting my emotions come out for such a long time.
Right.
I'd been suppressing them because I didn't have time for it. I don't have
Right.
time. I don't have the energy. Like I can't be emotional, so I was like holding it all
Damn, that
down.
was
And then I was like, this is a crazy day. And then I just started opening up, and my friends were telling me like, yeah, you seemed a little like
Off.
gone for
Yeah.
a minute. And so like it feels good to have you back. I was like, yeah,
Mm.
I always felt like it was started to get really weird every time I talk about emotions. And
I
anyone who,
hate. Yeah.
anyone who would start talking about the emotions, I'd literally like stand up and just go up. I'd
Right.
be like, I'd be like pissed off for some reason. I'd be like, I don't want to talk about this.
It's because do you ever feel like it's like when someone else is talking about it, it makes you confront your own and you're like, I don't want to do this right now.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why did we end up talking about this? I'm so sorry.
I don't know. Why are you apologizing? Are you kidding?
Are we supposed to be talking about this here?
Yes, yes. One thing about me, I know we just
Damn.
met, is
Okay,
I
come on.
am the most anxious motherfucker in the world. And what I really loved about what you said was when you said that you
Sorry,
weren't
what
anxious
last?
because
I'm
you
sorry.
knew that you were going to work the day after.
Mhm.
Not everyone's
That's
way of
yeah.
making themselves feel better
Yeah.
is
Having work.
is
set up.
having work, but if it works for you, it works for you.
Yeah.
And like that actually just helped me because I'm like, oh, I actually love that. Like if I'm ever feeling that way, like I could take like an hour or two a day. Like you can take
Yeah.
I think you have more time hopefully than you think. And if it's gonna make your work better,
Yeah.
you could tell your team like
Yeah.
I need an hour,
Yeah.
friend, FaceTime,
That's
chill,
a good one.
remove myself, no text.
This is the thing. So I tried it like a few weeks ago in New York. I extended my trip. I
Mhm.
was like, I'm gonna have a weekend, but I ended up working like the whole day, and I ended up like, and then the weekend passed. I was like, that didn't feel like a weekend. And then that's when I admitted. I said to myself, okay, I'm somebody that doesn't know how to take a break.
Right.
I did. I literally
Oh,
said
yeah,
I'm gonna
she
take a
said
break.
that.
Did not. It was not fun at all. Ended up working all day, and I was stressed all day, and my brain didn't stop. But then it was different this time because that's when I said, I'm just not gonna look at my phone. Don't text me tomorrow. So that was the difference. I was like, it was just like that action that I had to do.
Right. You
Yeah.
have to set up boundaries.
That's good
Yeah.
that she-
And I was like,
She's
wow.
recognizing
Yeah,
that.
because you get anxiety that if someone's texting you that you're missing a text.
Mhm.
So if you know that no one's texting you,
Yeah.
and you're setting up that control,
And I've
you're
told them,
and
don't
you've-
worry, I'll look at it in 24
yes,
hours.
just please do not message me. I
Yeah.
don't want to have to
And that's good that
have the
her
feeling
team
of
is
looking
able
at my
to, like,
phone.
fix that.
Yeah.
A lot of team, like, they'll be like,
It works
no,
for
like,
you.
the
And
hell
But
is
usually,
your
like,
work
I'd feel
every day?
bad about it, but like I knew, like,
You shouldn't.
yeah, because I was like, okay, sooner or later, I'm gonna start crashing, and then it's
Right.
gonna be more difficult for people to work with me, because I slowly started feeling like I was like kind of avoiding things, but like usually I'm the one that I'm like, so what's happening with this?
Right,
What's
right.
happening with that? I go to them usually. That's me, and so that's how the system runs. But then I started feeling that I was like kind of like like dreading going to work, dreading waking
But
up,
they're still,
and I was
like,
like, okay,
figuring stuff out
that's not me. So
Mhm.
something's happening, and then that's why I took that one day off, and I was like, wow,
And it was a nice
Yeah.
reset.
yeah, it was.
And that's good
When's
that she's
your
sharing her
birthday?
story and stuff like that.
February 11th.
Oh, are you an Aquarius?
I am.
You were giving such Virgo just now.
Really?
Like you love like to control and make sure everything is
Okay.
like in
Uh-huh.
your order.
Okay.
It's very Virgo. That's-
Virgo, but then why am I Virgo when I'm an Aquarius?
So
I
I'm
don't know star
No,
signs,
no, no.
obviously.
So I
Obviously,
also
I don't know star
I know
signs.
like the basicness of it. So I was, I really didn't have anything else to say after that. It was just like I was like,
Wait,
oh, she's
is-
giving Virgo. Like,
Okay. Oh, so she's like, you just felt like I was a
Yeah.
Virgo. I've
but I'm
never-
always wrong. So that checks out
Like,
that
when
I
you have
was
to
wrong.
explain it, Jones, it-
Yeah, I'm an Aquarius, but then when I'm working, it's a different person.
Well, you do have a rising and a moon, and your
Okay.
rising
Mhm.
is
That's
like
what I was gonna say.
what you
I
bring
don't
to
know
work.
anything about
Mhm.
Like you
that.
portray to yourself, like
Mhm.
portray to other people.
Mhm.
So if it's a Virgo, I'm gonna be really impressed with myself.
Mhm. Well, what do you?
I'm a Scorpio.
Okay, I have my best friend's a Scorpio too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dark.
No, I love them. They're the best.
And I'm a Gemini rising and Gemini moon.
Okay.
Dark.
That's how you perceive yourself and how others
Yes,
perceive
yes,
you.
yeah. And that's like moon is how I perceive myself. Rising's how
Oh.
others perceive me. Sun, I don't know.
Okay.
I need to do a little more
No, you should
research
switch
before I
up. I didn't know that's
start
what it
talking
meant.
about this because I'm always
I
wrong.
know I'm married.
But like I'm always like, oh, she's giving Virgo
Oh,
just
no.
now.
Oh, okay.
Pisces?
So
Yeah,
do
I'm a
you
Pisces.
want to talk about number one girl?
Yeah.
I'm excited because you just showed it to me.
hmm
So we
You're the first person that I showed.
like I'm fucking honored. So that song
That's
is about how you dealt with like online perception.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's the base of the song. But it's like an emotion. I think it's a universal emotion.
Right.
But yeah, that was the experience I grabbed
And it's crazy because
from,
it sounds
and
like a
then
breakup song.
we wrote it. Yeah.
And how
But
did
it's
that feel to
actually on
write?
how she been
So
dealing
like
with,
it was a
like,
funny
things
day. I
and
came
stuff.
back home from like an event, and I was at the hotel. I was doing
Almost like a
back-to-back
breakup from the
sessions.
fans.
But like,
Mhm.
yeah, so I guess
But,
from
like,
the
in a
event,
healthy way,
social
like, I'm
anxiety,
saying
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I was, trying to be like my best self. I came home and the next day I was like, actually, no, what am I talking about? Came back home. I was on the internet
Yeah.
doing my daily check of negative comments.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it'd been like a minute since I hadn't been out.
They don't,
I hadn't been
guys,
like,
there's nothing
I
negative that
wasn't
you can
releasing
say.
music.
I know.
I hadn't been
But just
active because I was in the
say
studio. I was trying
something.
to really like work on that, and so I was trying to close off like my, what do you call it,
Like your
Blackpink Rosé,
Yes, yes,
and I
yes.
needed to, channel into like what I think every day, like as like a normal person.
Did you, when you would go in the studio, would you like be conscious not to like go on Instagram and go on these like social and like read all these comments?
No.
You would still read them? Okay.
That's me. So that's
Yeah.
that's very me. I have
Yeah.
to just be myself, but that's something I do.
And you know what? And that's
I'm
fine.
ashamed, but I do.
My screen time, you would be appalled. You would be.
It's pretty disgusting
I
for
wake
me
up
as well.
and
Yeah.
I'm like checking.
Right. And so, yeah, I'm just
I
being
wish
my
I could
authentic
erase them.
self.
I wish I could erase them too.
But because I like wasn't updating much, and like I was still navigating my way.
Right.
I was recording every day, so I wasn't posting. I wasn't posting cute pics or anything. I wasn't going out. I didn't even feel like going out because I have nothing to celebrate life for. I was like, I have so much to do. And so it was like not celebration time. So like I'm not presenting myself. I'm not like really posting pictures.
Uh-huh.
And I know like everyone wants me to be like thriving, like, and success, and that's what they wanted. But then in order for me to like,
Have that
be
real
on the
success.
be on the internet is when I have something, but I
Right.
didn't have anything in my hands. And so like in my stance, I'm like working really, really hard. And then, but then the internet,
And no one
obviously, and then
Didn't
sees it.
think
and
you
then
were
I
working
find
hard.
myself in like the wrong part of the world, in the social media world, and I've
All of
put
people
myself there,
saying that she's
obviously, but I'm
lazy
like,
and like all these
where is
dumb
this comment
comments.
that's gonna like
Ruin
fulfill
my
me,
day.
ruin my day, and then
Yeah.
Like,
and then I find a good one, and I'm
You
like,
know what she needs to do? She's gonna
Yeah,
leave
keep
it
scrolling.
and put herself
And you're like, who
anything.
responded to
Everyone's
that
only
good one?
seeing
yeah,
good
yeah.
You're like, you're a real one.
Then I see a negative one, and I'm like, by
Yeah.
myself. It's just like, I'm like, oh, that's not true.
But the worst is when you read something that you've already thought about yourself.
Oh yeah.
And you're like, oh my God, they notice it too.
That's the worst.
But so you were reading these comments
And then
and
I couldn't get any sleep. I probably slept at like 6 a.m. or something. And then got to the studio and they were like, how's your day? And I was like, it was really bad. Yeah, it had been like a few months since, because I'm not active, like more people just have all the rights to say things.
Mhm.
And obviously, I'm not going to respond or anything, but it just keeps that community was
Right.
growing and
Take your
thriving
time.
in their world. I'm like,
Imagine.
the hater
I
world. And
Yeah,
then
it's
know.
like weeds. If
The
you
way
don't
it
cut them, they'll
felt.
grow.
yeah,
Yeah.
basically. And so I was like, really, like, the anger actually got to me. And like, again, I'm not usually like that. I think usually I was like the me that I am usually. It's like I really don't care about that because I trust in myself and I know myself and I know where I'm at and everything. But it had been like months of that. So it did get to me
Right.
eventually. And I hated it felt disgusting. I think I like ended up
At
crying a
one
lot,
point
like
I think
pulling
I just
myself in the
like
hotel room. And I got there and I was like,
Mm.
oh, like I feel this way. And I wonder if like, and this is the thing, I didn't like that part of me. It wasn't like, oh, I feel these emotions, let's write the song. It
Right,
was like, I
right.
hated it. I wanted to
Right.
hide it. And I had nothing else to talk about because it's like that day I was just feeling shitty. So I didn't even want to talk about any, like, I don't want to talk about boys, no nothing. I was like, ugh,
Yeah.
it feels gross. And so I was like, that's it. And I was like, I'm going to write the most vulnerable, discussing the honest song about like how I really feel. And because that's the real emotion. And then we started writing and it was so much fun.
And it was fun to write something sad.
Yeah,
Because
and
it's
just
like you're
disgustingly
like
open.
it's like you're shedding
Yeah.
it off of you.
Yeah.
Like, you
That's
know what I
good.
mean?
And I was like, it doesn't have to be pretty. Every time
Right.
we would write something and it's like, oh, like so like comforting and nice. No, I was like, just more honest, more vulnerable. Like
Mm.
I couldn't even gone even worse, but I guess
Right,
we kind
right.
of. But yeah, and so we wrote it. But then I think I like the song because sometimes I listen to it and it reminds me of if I'm also going through a different thing. Let's say I want to be loved by somebody or something or like a group of people or whatever. Like it it also transforms.
Mhm.
Right.
So
Yeah,
I'll
that's what I was
sometimes listen
saying,
to the
'cause it
song.
Yeah.
It's
sounds like
nothing
more
about like
than
what
what
it's
she's
about when I
explaining.
Because
wrote
it
it,
could
but then
be like
like I'd relate to it in
the
a different way
fan,
as well.
maybe
Oh,
So
that's the
aunties that she's
beauty of
talking about, but it could
songwriting,
also be a
though.
yeah.
And
person.
that's what
Like it can make
A
your
group of
fans
people
are, and
to
that's what
yeah,
sing.
like she was
everyone in the
saying,
world is gonna
you can make it
feel
your
like.
own in
And I
a
feel
way
like it's gonna be
to
so
fit your
cathartic for you
scenario, I
to
guess.
like see what that song means to other people. Oh, I
Mhm.
just think it's such a cool feeling, especially when you write it yourself and you had a hand in writing all of this. And like, I think all of this anxiety and this
I
built
already
up
feel like this song means a bit to
tension
me.
it's gonna feel
Mhm.
like when you put Rosie out December 6th,
December 6th.
it's going to feel you're gonna feel like the biggest.
Mm,
Just now, I think that it's gonna be received beautifully.
I
Yeah,
hope.
I
I
think
was
so
like
too.
so
It's gonna
anxious
be
about
such a
it.
good album.
Near like when like the songs were like stacking up, I was getting anxious about it. But at this point, I've lived with the album for long enough, and I know that it's like not much. It's like just normal human emotions. So it's like how could it go wrong at this point? And
All right, guys, we're gonna stop here for tonight because, like we said, I just flew in and it is now almost like 3 a.m. and I need to go to bed. But with that being said, let us know if you guys want the second part to this because we can definitely finish reacting because me and Melanie want to finish watching it. But don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share the video. Drop in the comments right now if you want us to finish this video.
Like in the second
And post
second
it.
part.
Yeah, because we'll react to it, but if you
Like
want to post it.
yeah, we won't finish watching it until we see comments saying we want a second one.
If not, we'll
If
just watch
not, we're gonna watch our own.
So it
It's
doesn't
just
matter.
very late,
Yeah.
and but
And
I like the video. I like the
yeah.
podcast. I like the questions. I wasn't sure what he was gonna ask or like where it was going because I was just like, it just said influencer. You know, I don't want to judge, but like, come on,
No,
you know,
and
like
I just didn't expect this to be this deep, given that what I've read about him is like comedian stuff.
mhm.
So the fact that she's like speaking out about her anxiety and like everything that she goes through and how hard she's been working, 10 out of 10. I feel like that's so important for like people to understand what she's been going through. And I think by her sharing her story, she's helping others. Because even
Yes.
like while I'm hearing her talk about these things, I'm like, damn, like, you know, I do that too, or like I've had trouble with that too. So 10 out of 10. I mean, I love Rosé, and we're so excited for her song. But I mean, anything else to add?
Nope, that's it.
Yeah. So again, drop in the comments if you guys want us to finish this video. If not, we'll just watch it on our own. But yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. And no more lag. All right, guys.